Hello, my forces of change is communication, and my research question is, how has communication impacted and changes throughout the history? So, first we're going to look at ancient times. So this is Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, learning to write made it possible to record events, experiences, thoughts, and wisdoms for future generations. The earliest known writing appears on clay tablets around 3000 BC. The tablets were discovered in a temple in the Sumerian city of Uruk. Temple needed a way to track of business, such as produce gifts sent by citizens and wages issued to workers. They used a variety of small tokens, and then they thought that it was hard, so that instead of counting tokens, they would press the tokens into some clay tablets. Other markings were added to keep track of an increasing variety of goods. The first of these were known as pictographs. They became the building blocks of the first writing system, known as cuneiform, from the Latin word for wedge-shaped symbols. Cuneiform was a complicated writing system. There were more than 600 different symbols, all with several possible meanings. So the impact of this time is that communication was started in ancient civilization using writing on clay tablets with symbols, and they thought that it was an easier way for them. But then they invented an easier way to write, so then it was easier for the Mesopotamians to communicate. The system is called the pictographs. Another way was that it was hard. The pictograph system was really hard for them. So then they created this thing called cuneiform writing, which was easier for the Mesopotamians to write and to collect and note down things that was happening during the period of time. One of the best things that the ancient Sumerians wrote down was a great story called the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh is perhaps the oldest recorded story in the world. It tells about the adventures of the king of one of the city-states in Sumer. So industrial revolution, my research question for this time period is that what was communication like during the Industrial Revolution? Well, 150 years ago, the quickest way to send messages over long distances was by telegraph. Telegraph was invented by Samuel Morse. In 1876, with the help of Thomas Watson, an electric engineer, he invented the mouthpiece and the earpiece. They looked exactly the same, but were joined in an electric wire. In 1877, he set off through North America and Europe to promote his new invention. Within 10 years, everybody wanted a phone. So here's the Morse code that Samuel Morse created. And the writing system is a way to communicate by telegraph, by noises, and squeaks and things like that. So the impact is the impact. So now, since we have the telegraph, which is more easier than the pictographs in cuneiform, made an early part of the current society, since we have developed technology, there's a lot of improvements from the telegraph. Also, if no one would have created the earpiece and the mouthpiece, it would take ages carrying the telegraph if people didn't improve it. So modern day, here are the different sides of what people used to do with communication. Well, on Flickr, people share photos. YouTube offers everything from home videos to episodes of your favorite TV shows. YouTube is a lot like Flickr, but people can post and share video instead of posting photos. It's not a secret that social network is a large part of our culture. Lots of bullying and teasing happen by using social network to communicate with someone. In the early days of internet, people eagerly took advantage of new technology, which is email. So here's a pie chart on what people are using to communicate throughout this day. So the impact is that today communication had different impact on society. One way it impacted the people today was lots of ways to communicate has happened, so then you can communicate quicker and easier than before. It is because when they're studying, they get attracted to these. Also, the negative thing is that the students are victims of social networking than anyone else. It is because when they are studying, they get attracted to these sites to kill the boredom in the study time, turn aside their focus from their work. Another way is that communication is easy to use, and the devices are fashionable to carry around, and it's also very compact. Also, from the social networking, the students reduces their learning and their research capabilities, the ability and the power. Social media communities are able to respond in real time to calls for help no matter the nature. So the message and the conclusion is that from studying the 3 periods of time, we can conclude that communication has an enormous impact on how people share their thoughts and messages to other people. This has been marked easily and efficiently. Also, since there are lots of ways to communicate, social media are helping volunteers connect with those in need in real time. So the evidence is that for this, the Superstorm Sandy hit the USA. The victims needed a lot of help, and volunteers help by communicating by social media like Facebook, Twitter, etc. Here are my sources for pictures. Here's my sources that I use. Thank you.
Good job.